Arsenal agree personal terms with Mikel Merino. That is a huge headline coming out from outlets and newspapers in Spain. And we have got a Fabrizio Romano transfer update with regards to Mikel Merino. If you're new to the channel, please do go down, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. The road to 16,000 subscribers is well and truly on. We're less than 400 away, and 97% of everyone who's watched the content this month is not subscribed. The like game is incredibly strong on this channel, so make sure you go down and hit that as well. If we can hit 500 likes, that would be fantastic. But the road to 16K is well and truly on. Now, Spanish newspapers are coming out, and a few ITKs on Twitter are saying Arsenal have reached an agreement on personal terms with Mikel Merino. The Gunners have now to negotiate with Real Sociedad over a fee, and there he is. Now, Fabrizio Romano earlier today retweeted a tweet that he put out last week with regards to the personal terms and talks to go ahead from last week. He put out, I believe it was on Saturday, maybe Sunday, and he retweeted that earlier today saying that the talks will take place this week with regards to Real Sociedad and Arsenal for the transfer of Mikel Merino. Could be a huge, huge signing for Arsenal. We've also got a AFC staff have put out a tweet which Romano said on YouTube. I'll just bring it up for you guys. If you are interested in this, let me know your thoughts down below. Atletico Madrid and Barcelona are still thinking of Mikel Merino, but both clubs feel that Merino is giving total priority to Arsenal. Merino is in the list of targets for Arsenal, but very high on the list. At the moment, there's been no direct contact between Real Sociedad, no concrete negotiations, but it could happen soon because Arsenal have a very positive exchange on the player's side. The player is tempted by the Premier League, tempted by Arsenal, and very tempted by Mikel Arteta, who is considered the perfect coach for him by people close to the player. Now, Arsenal will have a very, very, very strong team next season when you throw him in. They've already got the best defense in the Premier League by a country mile. You know, they've got the foundations fit with Saliba and Gabriel at the back. They've got a very good quality of fullbacks. They've got choices there. They've got Timber. They've got Calafiori, Zinchenko, Kivior if he does stay, and they've also got Tomiyasu. Now, what they, in my opinion, they still need now. Whether it's going to be interesting to see whether it's going to be not Ben White. Sorry, it's going to be obviously Declan Rice or Mikel Merino. Who is going to play the deeper of the two? Who is going to play the deeper? Because Mikel Merino is dominantly a number 8, and he's played some fantastic stuff at Real Sociedad in his career. Obviously, he had a very, very good Euros, but I think you could potentially see Declan Rice next season as a number 6, in which he does very well for England under Gareth Southgate. Now, Mikel Merino could probably play the 8 role, and then, of course, you've got in the 10 Martin Odegaard. Now, I'm going to bring up on screen what I think Arsenal could set up for the first game of the season against Wolves. Of course, they've got 3 very, very tough games at the beginning of the season in terms of their away games. They've got Villa, they've got City, and I think they've got Spurs, which I actually fancy our chances against Arsenal for some reason. Call me deluded, call me what you want, but I do think we'll put in a good fight. Now, I'm going to bring up Arsenal's potential lineup that they could play first game of the season. Let me know your thoughts down below on it. Obviously, you're going to have White and Calafiori, which I think will be the 2 fullbacks. The centre-backs pick themselves. But if Arsenal get Merino over the line, which, according to Fabrizio Romano, that he's very high on the priority list, and according to Spanish outlets, he has agreed terms. That lineup for me is very, very, very strong indeed. I think the wingers will be a little bit wider, maybe something like that. Declan Rice will be something like that. And then you might have, obviously, Odegaard likes to get forward and also get back. That team on paper, for me, if they get Gyökeres over the line as well, they go far in the Champions League. But I do think with the balance they're going to have, I think they win the Premier League. I'm going to be honest. It pains me to say it, and I absolutely hate them with every ounce of my being. But that team, you got the brilliance in the DM of Declan Rice, or you could quite easily see something like that where you get Mikel Merino playing a deeper role, and then you get Declan Rice in the advanced 8 role, which we saw last season. Now, you got the best defense in the Premier League by a country mile. You got a fantastic goalkeeper in David Raya. You got Saka and Martinelli. Then you got Jesus, Trossard, and potentially Leroy Sané, another player they're looking at to come in. They do want to bring a forward player in, and they do want Mikel Merino to be an Arsenal player in, you know, in the next week or so. Now, that team for me is very, very, very strong. You look at what Arsenal did last season. They scored a hell of a lot of goals in the Premier League. They scored over 120 goals in all competitions. Their defense was incredibly strong last season, and I think their defense is going to be even stronger. They scored 91 goals in a Premier League season, which is just absolutely obscene. Only City scored more, and you'd expect them to score more as they did win the league, but only by 5. In terms of their defense, it was by far the strongest. There's a few problems at Liverpool. You've got the likes of Van Dijk, Salah, and Trent, all with 1 year left in their contract. Arsenal at present, looking to get their second summer transfer over the line. Manchester City have only brought in Savio. Aston Villa, how are they going to cope with Champions League football? Of course, they've brought in, the likes of Maatsen and Onana, but Douglas Luiz is gone. Tottenham, I don't think will be in a title race next season unless we pull 5 or 6 signings out of the bag. I think we'll have a good season. It's going to be interesting to see how we cope with Premier League and Europa League. Chelsea, if they get Osimhen, I think they'll be in and around the Champions League as well. Newcastle, they've done well to hold on to Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimaraes, but overall, it's Arsenal and Man City for the title, and then everyone else is kind of in a top 4 race. But if you look at that midfield now, for me, you've got Jorginho in depth. You've got a lot more balance. Thomas Partey will still be there. That team is very, very, very strong. Very strong. You can throw in Jesus there, Smith Rowe, Nelson, and of course, Nketiah are all leaving. 100% of that will be profit because they're all academy graduates. For me, I think that is fantastic business for Arsenal. Pains me to say it, but it is. Let me know your thoughts down below if you haven't already. It will be interesting to see rotation in the Premier League and in around the Champions League with that midfield they've got. I think it will be a very interesting season, especially if you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a rival fan. Personal terms, according to reports, have been agreed, and he is incredibly high up the list with regards to Fabrizio Romano. Let me know your thoughts down below. The road to 16K is well and truly on. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. Get down. Let me know your thoughts and feelings with regards to this. We could be about to see a second Arsenal signing come through the door. I'll have 2 Manchester United videos out tomorrow. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you all soon. Thank you all for watching. I am out.